everyone, it's Lynette with Charmed Grammy Crochet. How are you today? It's Friday at the time of filming this, and I have made a big mistake. And someone, and I can't remember who, and I don't remember which video, probably the first one that I talked about what I was making for Luck of the Draw, someone said that I was doing the math wrong. And I couldn't understand why I was doing the math wrong. And I read what she said, and it wasn't making any sense to me. I'm making a granny square corner to corner, which I've never done before. But you're going to go 40 inches wide, so I'm going to go 40 inches of width, and that means I need to do 4-ish inches of each week. It's 10 weeks. Makes sense. And I don't know, it just keeps playing in my head that I'm doing that. Like, why is she saying that? I don't understand. Well, I did my second week at 4, which was 4 inches was like 5 rows. So I did my second week, and my project is about 8 inches wide, maybe a little less, and it keeps playing in my head. Well, the next day, last night, I was finishing. Oh, let me show you. I did finish it. Where did I put it? I did finish my hooker versus hooker. Let me show it to you. So it did not end up long. It just ended up a big square. I really wanted it to be like a big rectangle. Obviously, I don't know how to make shapes. I don't know. But I ended up with a big square, which is still a nice hot pad. Is it big enough to go around? My pots here in the camper aren't as big as like what I'd had at home. My biggest pot will more than fit on this, and it would wrap around like to carry it. But it did not, like I was picturing it being along this way. Anyway, so this is the one side, and this is the other side where I seamed it. I just seamed it with a slip stitch join, and this is how it turned out. So I'm not unhappy with it. I like it a lot. It's just not the rectangle that I was anticipating making, and I don't know how you would make it into a rectangle. I think I would have need to make the initial longer. I don't know. Somebody else can tell me how to do that. But I ran out of yarn. I literally have, out of all 3 skeins, this much yarn left. So that's it, just this much on the purple. Everything else was completely 100% used up. Here's my 2 ball bands. Right there, 2 ball bands. And the third. So literally I used up every bit of yarn, and except for that little bit of purple. And this is my completed project. I need to send a picture, which I have not taken yet, to Laura and Jan for the hooker versus hooker, so they can do a slideshow or whatever they do. So anyway, when I was finishing that up and I folded it and I had it together, it was something with the folding of this. It dawned on me. I'm like, oh, now I get it. Don't mind my hair, guys. I just got out of the shower. It dawned on me. When I am done, let's use this. This is going to be 40 inches, my blanket. my luck of the draw, is going to be 40 inches on this side and 40 inches on this side. But this side at 10 weeks will not have been started if I do like I was planning on doing. 10 weeks would get me half the blanket. And she said that in the comment. I don't want to see you go 10 weeks and only have half your blanket. And I'm like, why would I only have half my blanket? Wasn't clicking in my head until I folded this in half. And I'm like, now I get it. So I ripped out what I did, and I am going, there was math in the comment, and once you comment on them, they like disappear out of your comments. I could go back to the video, but I'm not sure which video, and there's a lot of comments. So what I'm doing, I'm doing 10 rows of each color. And when it gets to 40 inches, I'm just going to go up the other side. So when it's halfway, when the bottom measures 40 and the one side measures 40, then if I'm 3 rows into a color, which it might be the case, then I'm just going to start decreasing with that color. And if it's done in 9 weeks, it's done in 9 weeks. And if it takes 11 weeks, it takes 11 weeks. It's fine. It's not going to be perfect, but that's fine too. So I'm doing 10 rows. And so I took it apart and I did 10 rows. And there is like no drape to this. I'm really kind of disappointed. I am using a 6mm hook. But I tend to be tight with my granny stitches because it's so mindless for me. The faster I crochet, the stiffer the tighter my crochet is, and I crochet this kind of tight, kind of faster. I can do it without, do granny squares without thinking about it, or at least the granny stitch without really thinking about it. So that being said, I got a little bit of a problem. It's going to be tight. I should have gone with maybe a 7mm hook to get more drape to it. But once it's washed, it will be all squishy and everything will be fine. But I did want to show you where I was with that. And I did want to show you that I finished my hooker versus hooker. So now I'm going to have the knit project, the luck of the draw, which is just once a week. So that's not a big deal. And I'm going to start that shawl. I'm going to see about finishing up my shawl. And I want it to be big enough to wrap around me comfortably, with excess. Yeah. So that's going to be the project that I'm concentrating on next. I know I have sitting next to me a graph gan that I need to finish my graph gans. It's not going to be done for Boggy this year. Sadly, I haven't worked on it in 2 months. We've been here, well, almost 2 months. And I pulled the colors and I have it all ready to go, and I haven't pulled it out sitting at this table one time. And I feel real bad about that because I really want to do it, but I had to get other things done that I needed for Christmas. And it is what it is. I'll get it done for next year. I think maybe I would have been better off to go with one big one instead of a bunch of little ones. Maybe not. My table area here to work on, and I don't think I could do the graph very easily just on my lap. For me, I think I need the table space. I need to be able to write my, and cross off my pages and look at everything. And our table here is not real large. So to like have a whole blanket put out on the table, I have a hard time fitting the little square. So there's that. But whatever, it's fine. I will get it done eventually, you know how it is. Maybe I can work on the shawl and the knitting during the day and then sit down in the evening and work on the graph a little bit and get a graph done. I have it sitting here staring at me every day saying, come on, work on me, and I haven't. So I feel bad for that because I really do want to do it. I enjoy seeing it getting done and being completed, each one that I've done. You know how it is though, if you crochet or any crafting, like you can't wait to get started on it and you love to see the progress of it, but you also can't wait to start another one. So the whip list of what I want to make becomes really, really, really big. Mine is never ending. So that being said, I'm going to go work on one of those whips that I already started and see if I can get that going. Take a picture of this and send it to Laura. Well, I'm going to send it to Hooker versus Hooker and have my project done. Got to write it in my journal because I am keeping a journal again this year. I didn't last year. I quit doing it, and I am really mad at myself that I stopped keeping my journal. But I'm writing it in here right now. I finished it on the 16th, and so that's 4 projects. I think 4 completed. It's my 4th one in my book and my 4th one completed so far this year. The yarn bag, I'm counting the Lapghan that I started last year because I didn't vlog it last year. The Granny Square scrap blanket that I put together, I only get half a credit for that. And or maybe even a third of a credit. And now my Hooker versus Hooker large pot holder completed. So that's awesome. So 4 completed, and I'm gonna count the shawl as a project for this year because I'm gonna finish it this year, and that's what's gonna count. Because it's my journal, I can make the rules like I want them to be. That's how that works. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you today. I do have to put together a travel video because we went someplace to eat, so I have an eating video that's just going to be a short little video, and we went to see the manatees, and so I want to put that video together for you today or tomorrow. And tomorrow on Sunday we're doing Hooker versus Hooker here at my house. Nancy's doing fine, to the best of my knowledge, from her little mishap on Wednesday. So hopefully we should be doing Hooker versus Hooker tomorrow. I'm not Hooker versus Hooker, a Boggy unboxing tomorrow. And everything should be hunky-dory. Okay, so I'll see you guys tomorrow and Boggy Blankets unboxing, and have a great rest of your day, weekend, whatever, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.